I was gonna film earlier, um, but I ran into a problem on my kill switch and starter button. I heard a lot of guys talk about them going out. um, for the most part, mine was really doing fine. At least since I've owned it. And I was going somewhere yesterday, and I got out of the store and I put my key in and I went to go start the button or push the button to start, and she was just dead completely. No clicking, no noise. I was like, what in the world? The battery was good. There was lights on. It it kind of rained a little bit, but I was like, there's no way that messed it up. But somehow she was down, and so I had to push her back home. I started going through some stuff, and it was acting real funny. It's like it would only start if you kind of, had your finger on like a weird angle, kind of like on the corner right here. So, and you had to kind of like spam the crap out of it. Just keep pushing and pushing. It would finally crank up. I was like, dang, I don't know what's up with that. Um, but of course I knew it was the switch, so I said, well, I'll take it apart. So there's like two screws under here. One right there. The other, I don't know if I'll be able to see that, but the other one's right there. And then you got two little adjustment. I don't know if you can call that a screw, but these two little pieces right there. You can undo that, and then you have to come over here to the carburetor section and take off this little bracket right here with the two screws on it. You gotta take that off, and then loosen up your cables and get these little, I don't know what you would call those. They're just like these little fittings. You gotta see where I'm at on the thing. Yeah, there's like a little slot in the back and then a little groove. It's really not difficult or anything. Anyone could easily figure it out, but you loosen all that up and get you some slack, and then once you take this off, you have to loosen those cables for your throttle one more time up here on this little plastic piece that they go into. And then you can take the grip off. So I took the grip off. Underneath was really dirty. I went ahead and cleaned that up with some like Lucas penetrating oil. Just put it on a shop towel, cleaned up the grime, and I figured, hey, anything you can lube up or oil up, it'll help it in the long run. So I took some Meguiar's like interior cleaner for like plastic and vinyl and all kind, rubber and stuff. It revitalizes it. So I sprayed it in the plastic tube, let it soak, cleaned that out really well, which I am very happy with the results of that. I mean, it feels so much better. It's almost like a brand new grip. I guess it just hadn't been cleaned in a while. So anyways, the kill switch itself was not an issue. It was the actual starter button. Now, I took it apart and I used some of that CRC electronic cleaner on it to see if that would help. It actually kind of made it worse. It's like I sprayed a lot of it. I thought I was almost wasting a bunch, but apparently it cleaned a lot of crap out, but it also made a lot of sludge and grease kind of just kind of go everywhere. And so it actually made the button way more sticky. And so it hardly wanted to work at all. What I ended up having to do is completely take that button out. And it's kind of like on a plastic tray. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, when you take them apart, they're kind of like in this little white plastic tray. Well, I popped the tabs off of that and opened it up, and there are brass, what would you call it? It's almost like a brass plate for the connection. And it was there was actually 4 of them. 3 of them were actually in good shape. They looked good. The top right, it was almost black. I mean, it was just completely corroded. As soon as I saw that, I instantly knew that that was what was going on. Because there's a couple of springs in there, and there's a few other like kind of weird shaped brass plates. But anyways, when you push the button, it makes those weird looking plates shift over to the flat piece of copper or brass. I'm not sure what any of the names are for all this, so I'm sure I'm butchering this up, but anyways, I call it the connector plates. It finally, you know, once I cleaned it up, it would actually make a connection. But before, when I was pushing this button in, it wasn't doing anything. I mean, it was trying its best off of one of those plates, but with that fourth one just corroded and all black colored, I mean, that was definitely the issue. So I took a little sandpaper and lightly sanded that connection plate piece. I didn't want to take any metal off, just the top layer corrosion, and so it was nice and shiny. Put it back in. The bike has not started this great since I've owned it. I mean, it is almost to the point where you just look at that button and it cranks up. So I'm pretty pleased with the repair. I was dreading having to get a whole new switch, that whole piece right here. I mean, I think it's probably about $100 from what I saw. It would be at least 100. I didn't check eBay. I just checked for a brand new one, and honestly, just on one site, just enough to be like, man, I don't know if that's the best course of action. Let me try to see if I can manipulate this thing into working for a little bit longer. Because if I'm going to get that piece, I want to go ahead and get the clutch cable. Because the previous owner did wreck it pretty good. I think it tumbled over in a ditch or some kind of field when they went right on the corner. So I do have some pieces in mind that I want to get for it, but I'd like to order everything at one time and make some pretty good progress on that. But anyways, that is just one more thing that I've learned about this bike and have thankfully fixed and got it up to par. So I'll try to update the rest of the electrical side of the bike that I did probably 3 weeks to a month ago. But anyways, that's it on this one.